Good evening, parents, brothers, sisters, grandparents, and other family members, friends, and classmates of the members of the class of 2017. My name is Polly Skinner, and it has been both an honor and a privilege to serve the community of Bishop Blanchet and the class of 2017 as interim principal. Tonight, I have the distinct pleasure of presiding over these commencement exercises. Before we begin, please allow me to invite you to silence all cell phones, any other noise-making devices, babies excluded, of course. In just a few moments, the graduates, faculty, and staff of Bishop Blanchet will process down the center aisle. In order for everyone to have the best possible view, please remain seated. You are certainly allowed to take pictures of the processional, and by remaining seated, more of you will be able to do so. Yen Louis Photography will be taking pictures of each graduate as he or she receive their diplomas. The photography studio will contact you regarding information about photo purchase. So please remain seated during the conferral of diplomas this evening. Our complete graduation ceremony will be videotaped, and a copy may be purchased at the main school office. And lastly, please sit back, enjoy, reflect, and relish the sense of pride we all share in these wonderful young men and women who are the Bishop Blanchet High School class of 2017. Again, please remain seated as we begin with the band playing our processional. At this time, I would like for everyone to stand for the presentation of the cross, the papal flag, the colors, invocation, and national anthem.
Good evening. The colors of the papal flag and our cross are being presented tonight by members of the senior class. The cross, which Q Johnson, St. Vincent de Paul representative, carries and presents tonight, is a clear reminder of the unique character and specific philosophy of our school. The mission here at Bishop Blanchet is the mission of Christ, to further the development of young men and women in the image and likeness of God, their Creator. The papal flag, which Maggie Krusner and Zach Walls, Brave Connection Core 4 leaders, carry and present tonight, is the flag of our church. It is the papal flag which bears upon it the Pope's seal, the keys of the kingdom of heaven. The flag is a reminder of our specific tradition, history, and identity within the larger Christian community, the Roman Catholic identity. The American flag, presented by Barnabas Sirac, ASB president, is the flag of our nation. It is a symbol of the freedom we have to learn and educate ourselves so that we may lead our country in the years to come. It is a visible reminder that we live as one nation under God. The invocation will be given by salutatorian Edie O'Connor.
Let us pray. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Dear God, most of our high school careers are spent working for this moment. For many, college has been one of the more challenging decisions we have had to make in our lives thus far. So please bless us with your grace in living out this choice. But more importantly, bless us to live out the smaller, day-to-day decisions we make with integrity. First, help us to choose happiness. All of us have worked so hard to be where we are, and it's okay to enjoy it. Let us go forth with excitement for what's to come, not just for summer or for our freshman year, but as a habit of positivity throughout the rest of our lives. As Mr. DeSapio says every Monday morning, choose to have a great day, Braves. Challenge us, O Lord, to be kind to others. So much of high school is finding out who we are and what talents you gave us. Help us to use these to inspire our new set of classmates, professors, and all other people we will be meeting soon. Let our families serve as our example of the love and care we should show to others. They support us every day, whether we win state championships or are scrambling to meet our service hour requirement. We truly thank you, O Lord, for our beloved family members. And finally, although today is about moving on, let us not forget the home we have here at Blanchet. We give thanks for each moment, from the laughs we have shared in the classroom to the panic attacks we have all experienced when Mr. Busick announces an illegally parked car. These have shaped Blanchet into a place we can look back on with a sense of comfort. During times of doubt and rejection in college or in whatever else lies ahead, help us remember most our belonging here. It is your love, O Lord, that makes this school our home. And this feeling is something to which we can always return. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen.
The national anthem will be performed by the Bishop Blanchet Band under the direction of Mr. Sean Richards.
Please be seated. On behalf of the entire Bishop Blanchet faculty and staff, I want to thank you and welcome you for joining us here at the commencement exercises for the class 2017. To every one of our parents and guardians, thank you for your commitment and for all the sacrifices that you have made over these years. Thank you for your prayers, for your partnership as we've walked together in giving your child the gift of a Catholic education at Bishop Blanchet. To all the grandparents, relatives, and friends, welcome and thank you for joining in this tremendous spirit and the proud legacy of Bishop Blanchet. And we bring to mind our loved ones who are not here with us today, particularly those who are watching us from heaven. We bring them into our hearts, remembering in a special way this evening grandparents, parents, siblings, colleagues. To each of my colleagues on the faculty and staff, my deepest thanks for the countless hours of personal sacrifice and professional dedication that you have poured into the formation of these young men and women over these past 4 years. And to our graduating seniors, at this very moment of moving from high school students to brave alumni, congratulations on reaching this important milestone. And thank you for what each of you have contributed in your own unique way to this brave community. Tonight it is my honor and privilege to introduce our commencement speaker, Captain John Hayes, Jr. A proud member of the class of 1973 here at Bishop Blanchet. Captain John Hayes attended St. Joseph's and St. Catherine Grade Schools before entering Bishop Blanchet in 1969. Along with his academic endeavors, Captain Hayes came to excel in track and field after one of his teachers encouraged him to give it a try. His accomplishments in track and field, particularly in the high jump, earned him a full ride scholarship to the University of Washington and eventually an induction into the BBHS Athletic Hall of Fame. At the University of Washington, Captain Hayes earned his bachelor's degree in women's studies and social welfare. He holds a master's degree in social work and a graduate certificate in criminal justice education from the University of Virginia. Captain Hayes also recently completed the FBI National Academy and programs in crisis intervention and tactical science. Captain Hayes has served with the Seattle Police Department since 1982. He currently oversees the Community Outreach Section for the Police Department. This section encompasses school school enforcement officers, youth violence prevention, and several department-wide community-focused projects. Captain Hayes also served as a precinct commander for Seattle Police Department's South Precinct. Prior to becoming captain, his assignments included patrol, community intervention officer, and one of the original Seattle Police Gang Unit detectives. Captain Hayes is a life member of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. He is also a member of the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives, the National Black Police Association, and the International Association of Chiefs of Police. Since his time here at Bishop Blanchet, Captain Hayes has dedicated his career to empowering youth and building healthy communities. We felt it not only important to honor Captain Hayes for his service, but timely for us all, especially our graduates, to hear from a fellow brave so committed to bringing truth, kindness, and bravery into our communities. Please join me in welcoming home Captain John Hayes.
Okay, let me get a couple things situated. And there you go. I have to say it kind of like that because this class in particular, we kind of grew up in a way together. I've done several different presentations here at Blanchet, and a lot of them around when you were here. And so I want to make sure I give a special note to that. And also, the last time that I was here, they also gave me ideas on what they would like for me to speak about. And some of the things are really specific issues that they, as youth, are dealing with. That sometimes those of you as adults may not be. The other part about it is that they wanted me to talk a lot about my history. More than the present, but to talk about my history and how I got to where I'm at. And what are some of the things that took place. So, I first have to thank Tony DeSapio, the president. I need to say thank you so much for the invite to not only make me feel welcome about being here, but I want to compliment you on the things that you have addressed in the 5 years about diversity, about inclusiveness, and it's not an easy road to hoe. But it also goes with the fact that it took our interim president as well. Our principal as well. Ms. Skinner, thank you for supporting that through these years, and especially while you've been here this year. But I want to thank the students, because you are the ones outside of the faculty that really encourage this to take place. So I'm thinking about that. And for me, it's kind of being able to come back full circle. I'm going to talk a little bit about my time when I was at Blanchet and some of the things that happened afterwards. But I want you to know, in order to come full circle, it took 44 years because I was in your seat back then. That was a long time ago. Okay? But I will remember it the same way you are remembering it now. Then coming back also as a police officer, as a cop, on top of that makes me appreciate not only what I'm going to say, but the fact that I am here makes it even more special. And the reason I feel so blessed, especially at a time when police, or the trust of police, for so many people is at best a fragile relationship. There are so many things that I want to tell you about me, and there's so many things I want to tell you to look out for. I want to protect you as students, and I want you to watch out for the evils that lurk right outside these doors. I feel a need to be as protective as all the folks that came here to celebrate with you this milestone, this accomplishment. I'm excited about addressing you, but I want to tell you, I want to make you feel special, optimistic about your tomorrow, your future. I want you to know that there are teachers, there are staff, there are individuals that feel just as excited for you, almost more than any other year. And I'll tell you why soon. My issue right now is, can I say something that you will remember a year, a day, tomorrow, 10 years from today, that you will say, man, that dude John, yeah, you know, he did mention that. And you know, it is true. Or it did help me to get over the hump. But I'm going to say something, and like I said, some things can be controversial, and I'm going to tell you, I love being a Seattle police officer. I love being a police officer. But I am going to share something with you that I think is so important. It's about relationships. Relationships are give and take, and there is and must be trust. Otherwise, the relationship has no meaning. When something wrong has happened, an apology should be given, and if possible, the issue should be corrected. This makes marriages work. This is what makes friendships last. This is what keeps families tight and staying together. But that's one aspect of it when we look at it from a personal piece. But let me tell you something as a police officer. And like I said, I am surrounded by men and women who are outstanding officers. So I wanted you to take this in a more global perspective, a greater perspective. As a police officer, I want to start this message. I want to apologize to anyone in this room who has ever experienced or been the victim of bad policing. That includes victims of assault, verbal humiliation, intimidation, feeling less valued, racist actions. Policing is not supposed to be like that. I am sorry that there are individuals in this profession that did this. It is wrong. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It is wrong. Being the victim of negative policing myself is one of the reasons why I became an officer. I got a little satisfaction out of this when I shared it in some of the classes, because I remember the officers. It took me 8 years to find them all, but I found them. That is called delayed gratification. Now that's as far as I can go with that, because I forget statute of limitations and things like that. But I did make it well known. I remember what you did to me. And I wanted and usually in every single occasion, all I wanted was the officers to say, I'm sorry. Well, as we kind of move on, there's another fact about my background that I think is important to know. Although I'm going to go quite fast with it, but it's part of my journey to get to where I'm at today. And for everyone here to understand that each one of you that are sitting in the chairs up front, as well as on the side, we have all had our struggles. Some of those struggles were needless, but some of those struggles came with good results also. See, when I moved to the North End, when I moved into St. Catharines, I was in the 5th grade. Came from the South End up to the North End. There were covenants that did not allow for our family to move into the house that we did. Although the neighborhood should have appeared open, we fought for very simple things. Getting into the school, staying in the school, becoming altar servers, and eventually graduating. Now I tell you that because of the protest that took place in front of our house to say we weren't wanted. but there were also those individuals that were in that neighborhood that said, we want you to stay. It was hard on the family. It was a lot of pressure on the family as well. And at times, I wondered if we were going to be able to stay together as a family. But I can tell you, we lived across the street from the school. And of us 6 kids, only 3 of us were able to last long enough to make it through, as 3 of the others went to public schools. I find this interesting because these are the things from that point, from the civil rights movement on, people have been fighting to make it so that things would be just and things would be real. I handled the name calling, I handled the intimidation, the bullying, and things like that. But once I graduated, it made it hard for so many of the other siblings. At Blanchet, we ran into some of the same conflicts, but there was a difference. And the difference was that Father McDermott, at the time, Mr. Penslow, Mr. Tennell, Mr. Miranda, said, we are going to make a difference. We were fighting to make a difference. And it was hard, and they were the individuals who turned around and said, we need to make a difference on it by establishing conversation and outreach. See, when I came into Blanchet, there were 5 black students at the time in my class. We ended up with only 3 of them actually graduating from Blanchet. There were a total of 5 black students that were at Blanchet when I graduated. What a difference your team has made. Through the years, not only in faculty, but in the students that are represented now throughout the school. Because those are signs that things are making a difference. Now we have more diversity clubs. We have clubs that participate in outreach to the community, in communities of color. We have clubs in Blanchet now, like the Black Student Union, that we never could have established back in 1969. So things are opening up. Now, before I get into a little bit of the personalities and all, I have to tell you, I spent 40 years playing gospel music at Immaculate Conception Church. Okay? So that means I was your age and younger when I started playing there. It was really fascinating to watch the community watch me grow up, because I was always in the eye. But I'm going to tell you something that really paid off later in life, almost 40 years later. Now I'm going to give you an example about policing. It's a really interesting story. Here I am, driving around, I'm living in the south end of Seattle, coming on Rainier Avenue. Now, I know most of you all been down around Rainier, Jack in the Box, so on and so forth. Well, I hear it's about 9 in the morning, and all of a sudden I hear over radio, there's a disturbance in the bus stop, Rainier and Henderson. There's a disturbance in the bus stop. I said, my goodness, I'm about like 2 blocks away. So as I'm coming around, officers, boom, fly right in front of me, go right to the bus stop. I said, hallelujah. Oh, thank you. Because I was in plain clothes, plain vehicle, and I didn't know quite all of what was going on. So what happens is, the officers get out, they start to talk to the 2 people. One's sitting down at the bus stop, the other one's standing up. I'm about, like 50 feet. No, not quite that far. I'm just about maybe 4 or 5 car lengths away. What happens is, all of a sudden, this kid turns and bolts, and you see him reaching down the front of his pants. And as he's running towards me, I am like, what? I said something else. But I said, oh my God. I go, where's my gun? Oh, it's in the seat. Oh, thanks. But anyhow, so what happens is, I see him pull out what looked to me at that time the biggest gun I've ever seen. And all of a sudden, as he's pulling it out and he looks up and he sees me, the gun comes out boom, slow motion. Slow motion. It's like all of a sudden you see that gun going through the air, hits the ground, and it skates right along the street. And all of a sudden, the kid looks up, and the officers now are in chase. The gun hits my front tire on the driver's side. And the kid starts to, and I think, am I going to reach for him? What am I going to do? The kid all of a sudden just gets about maybe 5 feet on the other side of me, and he falls on the ground. He spreads himself out right there on the street. I'm thinking, man, this is cool. And all of a sudden the officers come up and they said, man, what did you do, Captain? What happened when the kid ran by me, he yells, Uncle. He looks at me and he just falls down on the ground. The officers cuff him, bring him by the car. Man, what are you doing? He said, man, I knew you knew me. Remember when you were playing in the choir at Immaculate, you had watched me grow up? He says, I knew you knew who I was and you would be disappointed at what I was doing. So I decided just to stop right there and drop to the ground. Now, why I tell that story is because, like I said, I was sitting in chairs like you. But almost 40 years later, that kid remembered me from playing that note, playing the guitar, and thinking I knew exactly who he was. See, we never know what's going to happen. We never know what we're involved with that's going to make the biggest difference. Keep doing what you're doing because you'll find that it could save your life. Well, there's other important things that happen. There's funny things that happened to me while I was here. And I'm going to speed it up just a little bit because I want to really get to a theme. I want you to know Chuck Boshin has not changed. Okay. Chuck Boshin was my locker partner. I swear to goodness, my freshman year, you talk about a hyper guy. Now, I'm going through all these different things that are happening here at school. And here's Chuck. Man, how's it going? How's it going? Is it going good? Good? What do you think? What's your next class? What's your class after that? Oh, okay. Are you going to make it to that one? Yeah, I'm going to be there. Heck, we're in the same class. Yeah, I know that. I'm very aware of that. But you talk about an individual that made sure and took my temperature day in and day out. It was Chuck. And talk about a neat freak, opposite of me. Okay. So that's one example. I wasn't going to let you off the hook, but he has been a friend all of these years and has really actually put me back in sync with Blanchet. But there's one person in particular, probably every teacher then knew, was Mr. Pencil. I mean, not only Mr. Pencil, but Mr. Tennell. Now, Mr. Tennell died at the start of my senior year in November. We had gone through a tremendous amount of stuff together. And he's the one that actually encouraged the high jump for me. And what happened was, which is kind of funny, he just said, okay, let's try this. We were on the track field up here and basically jumping into sawdust. And he said, okay, let's try it. Oh, man, you can jump. So eventually what he did was he got me my first pair of high jump shoes, which were different from regular track shoes, which actually prevented me from falling as I jumped. But the other thing, being the scholastic individual that I am now, SAT test, right? Man, you have to go there. You got to get serious, right? I'm serious. And what he told me was I had to show up. He said, whatever you do, you must show up for this test. I said, okay, no problem. I'll be here for it. Well, that day, Saturday, rainy, cold, I showed up. I wasn't feeling good at all. Well, about 2 weeks afterward, he comes running and catches me in the hallway. And he goes, John, I got to talk to you. I said, oh, what's the problem? Man, we got the scores back. I think I did better than I thought. 3rd grade reading, 5th grade math, 2nd grade comprehension, and he was just shaking like this, you know. He said, John, what's going on? What happened here? said, well, you knew I was sick. I told you afterwards, it was really difficult for me to be here. So what I did was, I went through the exam and went A, B, C, D, E, D, C, D, F, through the whole exam. He goes, what? I said, yeah, I wasn't feeling good and I had to get out of here. And he shook his head. I've never had anybody do that before. I said, oh, I understand. Took it again, things were fine. Okay, he felt a lot better. But funny things happened. Mr. Miranda and Mr. Pincinel were his backup. And if anything was wrong, Mr. Miranda was the one who would come by and say, Zach, clear his throat. John, that might not be a good idea. Do you think, John, that we could phrase that differently? Well, John, I'm really having a tough time with this. I have to think about it because I'm not sure what I should say to you right now. To me, it was quite funny. But those were some of 1,000 experiences I had here that I had a lot of fun with. But I also want to say to you as the graduates, here we go. Where do you go from here? A lot of the theme that I'm talking about is the fact it came out of Matthew 26-36, and it talked about Jesus going into the garden and he's asking the disciples to pray. And he's saying, please, I need you to stay awake. Because he knew what was about to happen. So 3 times he approached them. In no way did the disciples feel there was any importance, understood his need for them to stay awake. Later that night, as you know, he was arrested by Roman soldiers that worked for the chief priests. And in return, he was later crucified, as you know, that was the start of the Holy Week. But this is not just the same comparison when I talked to you about Martin Luther King Jr. Because in a book that he wrote, he stated, where do we go from here? Chaos or community? And that's going to be what my challenge is to all of you that are sitting there right now. All of you in this graduating class of 2017. Where Martin Luther King talked about the fact that we have to make a decision before we do anything else, that if we are going to be awake, are we going to watch things? He goes on to say that our greatest liability is that too many people too many people fail to remain awake through great periods of social change. Those people are enjoying either the status quo, or they believe that it's a better feeling of indifference to what is going on around them. These folks oftentimes are the ones that fall asleep that are around us. I always have believed that people are inherently good people. It is through their ability to handle life experiences, both pro and con, where we see their reaction as to how they felt about those things. When the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King happened, he was surrounded by friends. But at the same time, when he walked out of that motel room, they did not understand the importance of being awake. They did not put in safety precautions. They did not look at the future, what were the possibilities. But one individual who was 207 feet away, hid cowardly in a building, shot and killed him. At that time, I was finishing 7th grade, going into 8th grade. When Dr. King was assassinated, it froze me. It scared me. I didn't know about the peace and equality and the trust and where it went. It was a man who preached to God, who preached the Word of God, was nonviolent, and tried to model true justice for everyone, and was brutally assassinated. There are other people who were the victims of so many of the things that we see today. In fact, she was mentioned on Cairo radio today because her birthday had just passed, and that was Molly Cobb. We as a community here at Blanchet will never, ever forget forget this young girl, at that time, 15th birthday, is the victim of the drive-by. A young girl who did not do anything to anybody. Just the other day, in Portland, Oregon, Mr. Asher and Mr. Best were killed after they intervened when a man launched into a racist verbal tirade against two teenage African American girls on the light rail train. These two girls did nothing to anyone. See, so many of these examples are around us, and we do not have the time to fall asleep. I guess you guys are considered Generation Z. I guess that's one expression for it. And I want to say to you, in conclusion, you are the most talented group of students to ever come out of Blanchet. I'll explain it. First, a couple recommendations. Be careful tonight after graduation. So many things that can go wrong, can. So be careful out there. Remember, attitude is the one thing that'll get you through life. As Albert Einstein once said, great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. Remember, the things that you want to do with a passion, don't let the mediocre minds bring you down. But also remember that life is difficult. One of the first four noble truths by Buddha, and he states, it's a great truth because once we truly see this truth, we transcend it. Once we truly understand and accept it, then life is no longer difficult. Because once we accept the fact that life is difficult, it no longer matters. Be servants first before you lead. Understand the importance of really knowing the foundation. In closing, I want you to know that there has never been a class ever in the history of this country and ever a group of people that can actually change the world. You can. You are the most prepared, the most savvy, the most compassionate, the most thoughtful generation of youth we have ever known. You have everything in the palm of your hand. The opportunities are as creative as your imagination. Your desire to achieve are impressive. Show everyone that you are the class that every generation that has passed through this school will talk about. 2017 was a class of students that people looked up to. You were a class of students that did not fall asleep and watch time go by. You were the class of students that corrected the inequities in our political and social differences. That you are the generation, the class that says boldly and with conviction, we will not perish like fools. We will survive as a community. Thank you.
A number of student awards were presented at the Moving Up Assembly, which was held not too long ago. Tonight, we present our highest awards to the graduates. As award winners are named, please proceed to the school. We will begin our academic awards. I will be presenting the valedictorian and salutatorian award winners with their medals. However, we need to sing Alma Mater. So let's do that first, and then we'll get back to this. Couldn't forget that. Would you all please stand as we sing the alma mater? Thank you. Excellent, well done. We will begin with our academic awards. We will present our valedictorian and salutatorian winners with their medals. Salutatorian. The honor of being salutatorian is given to the student who has earned the second highest cumulative grade point average for 7 semesters of high school studies. The salutatorian for the class of 2017 has earned a cumulative grade point average of 3.998. Edie Lane O'Connor is this year's salutatorian. Valedictorian. To be named as a valedictorian, the student needs to have achieved the highest grade point average during their 7 semesters at Bishop Blanchet High School. The student must also have the following criteria met. They should have taken 4 years of math, 3 years of foreign language and science, and have taken at least one AP or honors course during grades 11 and 12. They must also have exhibited exemplary conduct throughout their tenure in the school. This year, there are 5 valedictorians from the class of 2017. All of these students have earned a perfect 4.0 for their 7 semesters at Bishop Blanchet. Please approach the stage when your name is called. Nicholas Ian Dangla, Ginger Bell Markow, Natasha Elisa Boyney, Micah Stephen Perry. And Emma Marie Wells.
Nico? Okay. Natasha? Micah?
It was fitting that the salutatorian gave our welcoming address and the invocation as a salutation, and our valedictorians will now give the valedictory, that is, the bidding goodbye, farewell, taking leave address. And so, we will have an opportunity to hear the valedictory thoughts.
Everyone has their snapshot of Blanchet. That thing, however big or small, that we will always hold on to. For me, it has to do with theater. I know, right? Big surprise. I'm sure none of you were expecting that one. I do love getting on a stage and performing in front of people. And good thing too, because it's what I plan on doing with the rest of my life. But actually, what I cherish most about my theater experiences at Blanchet has nothing to do with performing in front of crowds, but everything to do with people and the connections I've made along the way. It's one image in particular that sticks out in my mind when I think about theater, Blanchet, and all the people who have made it so memorable. It was after the matinee performance of Mary Poppins. Everyone was tired, anxious about opening night, full from the meals we had just eaten at Westlake Center. So, in typical Tech Week fashion, 15 or so people decided to head to the big dressing room behind the Moore stage to decompress. You might be thinking that this anecdote is headed for some very funny outcome, or ends with some inspirational quote someone told me that I vow to live by for the rest of my life. In actuality, the end of this story is just about as insignificant as you can imagine. We all got to the dressing room, curled up in various positions and areas throughout the room, and with the experimental melodies of Grateful Dead setting the mood, we proceeded to nap. In its utter insignificance, and probably much to your disappointment, this image is actually quite significant. It is a perfect representation of my time here at Blanchet, and this community of people that I have grown so close to over the past 4 years. It takes a certain level of connection with someone else to be comfortable enough to nap with them. And I mean that. If I'm napping in close proximity to you, you best believe that we're pretty good friends. And in some weird, really loosely metaphoric way, I think this image serves as a sort of symbol for what I love most about this school, the community. I am so grateful for having the opportunity to connect with each and every one of you, just as I am thankful for the many small ways in which you have challenged me, encouraged me, inspired me, and made me laugh. I think that is why I love this snapshot so much. The very fact that it is such a small, seemingly insignificant thing that I will remember forever. I think it's easy for us all to get caught up in the big things, the big events. But that isn't life. Life is made up of the small stuff. Those little memories that bring a smile to your face for whatever reason, or those small acts that stick with you for the rest of your life. So as the next speakers share their own snapshots of Blanchet with you, I ask one favor of you all. Think about your own snapshot of Blanchet. That one thing, however big or small, that you will always hold on to remember your time here.
Amid sleepless study nights and debilitating senioritis, there are still those moments that make me pause and realize how much I will truly miss this school. My snapshot brings us back to day one. I remember walking in the doors surrounded by scary upperclassmen mentors. We were forced to wear those ugly Blanchet yellow t-shirts, do humiliating icebreakers, and worst of all, perfect the choreography to Earth, Wind, and Fire's September. But I've come to understand that learning the steps to a song on our first day together has a much greater purpose than to simply humiliate the freshmen. It's become an essential piece of the identity of our class. At senior cruise back in the fall, something happened that I will never forget. The class of 2017 was standing atop the Argosy, jamming to the tunes of DJ Shell, and enjoying one of the last few days of Seattle's sun. All of a sudden, September came on and the dance floor was flooded. From an outsider's perspective, we looked like absolute crazy people, but it didn't matter to our class. We kicked into dance mode and relived our first day of high school, except this time, nobody cared who saw us or how funny we looked. We just danced. Now, you may be thinking that this is a pretty silly snapshot, that there ought to be something far more memorable to me than performing cheesy choreography to an old Earth, Wind, and Fire song on top of a boat. But no. This is what I love most about the Bishop Blanchet community. In fact, this spirit is the reason I chose to come to Blanchet to begin with. We can look like absolute goofballs in front of one another. We can deck out in green and gold, we can try new things, take big risks, and just be who we are. We can be brave. In a way, that's what this snapshot represents to me. No matter how huge the differences are that divide us, we have one thing in common. We are members of the class of 2017. We are braves. And as we follow our separate paths in the years to come, we all deserve to be around people that we can dance like crazy in front of. And whenever we are defeated, or bored, or lonely, we can listen to September by Earth, Wind, and Fire and know that we are always welcome in this brave community, our home.
Picking only one snapshot to sum up my time at Blanchet seemed like a tall order, and no particular moment stood out quite enough to merit a whole speech. That is, until I remembered Vantage. You may be wondering how a tiny town on the Columbia River has come to represent my time at a school in a large city by Green Lake, but in its own way, it makes perfect sense. The cross-country team had spent all day in the blazing eastern Washington sun, and, exhausted, we were ready to get home. Instead, we were first deterred by traffic and fires, and then the bus began to break down. Driving through the pitch-black night along the river, we pulled over to a Texaco in Vantage and stopped. After a few minutes of confusion and possibly slight panic, it became evident that the bus was not fit to drive over the rainy pass. So, we proceeded with the default option for when things go desperately wrong. Call your parents. Out of the many devoted things I have witnessed parents do for their children, turning around to cross a dark and rainy pass after already driving across the state twice in one day to watch your child's team repeatedly run in circles through the grass, I might add, is one thing I will remember forever. So thank you to the parents who came back for us then, and to all the parents here tonight who have come back for us again and again. Although that would be a nice ending, the story is not quite over. While we waited, someone started playing music on their phone, and soon after that, we all ended up dancing to all the class songs. And that is my snapshot of Blanchet, the cross-country team, shamelessly doing our dance to Earth, Wind, and Fire September in a cold, dark parking lot miles from home, with the biggest smiles you can imagine. I remember hearing that the community and spirit of Bishop Blanchet were something you had to experience to understand, and assuming it was just an exaggeration from the really enthusiastic tour guides. I could not have been more wrong. The community at Blanchet truly is something special, and the students, parents, and teachers are willing to go the extra mile, or 100 miles, for each other. They turn the bad days into treasured memories. I am so thankful to have spent the last 4 years in a community as phenomenal as Blanchet, and with a class as exceptional as the class of 2017. There's no one I'd rather be stranded with. Vantage reminded me that the spirit of Blanchet is found in the people as opposed to the place, and as we get ready to leave for the last time, I know this is something I will take with me. I hope you all do too.
What I'm going to remember about Blanchet 10 years from now probably won't be all 27 amendments to the Constitution. I'm sorry, Mr. McGill. Or the chemical equations of the nitrogen cycle, but nothing against environmental science. What I am going to remember 10 years from now is the friendships I made, the memories we shared, the little things about Blanchet that made my experience, each of our experiences here, unique and special. I'm going to miss a lot of things about this place, but most of all, I'm going to miss seeing my friends every day at lunch. My snapshot of Blanchet would have to be the infamous cafeteria debate amongst my friends over whether or not a hot dog is a sandwich. I can still hear the raised voices and fists pounding on tables as we fought over the qualifications of a sandwich and if a hot dog met those standards. But most of all, I can hear the laughter and the joy in that little moment. If after this ceremony you want to find my friends, simply go around asking whether or not a hot dog is a sandwich. My friends will be the ones who immediately smile and laugh, and then proceed to give you 10 well-thought-out arguments to back up their thesis. Although I am firmly team not sandwich, our heated debate brought me closer to all of my friends, even the one who thinks it is a sandwich. If anyone else overheard our discourse, they might think we were crazy, but that's what I love about my friends. We can take something as inane as a hot dog and turn it into one of the funniest memories I will take away from high school. Looking back, there are so many big events we can point to that have shaped our time here. Freshman retreat, winning tradition week, Kairos, and yes, there is value in each of those experiences, but it's the small things that have made my time here so special, the snapshots that we can carry forever. Each of you deserves a snapshot that is uniquely yours, because life is not just the big events. It's a sum of all the little moments, and sometimes the smallest, seemingly meaningless moments actually carry the most significance.
It's the small acts of kindness that make up my snapshot of Blanchet. One particular act of kindness sticks out from before I was even officially a student. A few days before the start of freshman year, I went to my first practice with the cross-country team. But don't worry, this cross-country story doesn't end with our bus breaking down in Vantage. Coming from out of state and knowing no one, I was nervous to say the least. My nerves were certainly not helped by the fact that one of the runners was sporting a beard any lumberjack would be jealous of. But as I stumbled awkwardly out of my mom's red Prius down towards the intimidating crowd of runners, a few of the captains walked up to me, asked my name, and talked with me, treating me like I was already one of their teammates and friends. As I stood there nervously conversing with them, I couldn't believe what was happening. 2 seniors, demigods for all I cared, were so unselfishly trying to make me feel welcome and show me that I already had a place in the community. Kindness is representative of Blanchet and my time here, a community that is always supporting you in both word and action. In fact, this action affected me so much that I made it my goal to become a cross-country captain my senior year so that I could pay it forward. From a friend buying me a cookie when I'm having a bad day, to someone praying with me in the chapel during a hard time, it's the small acts of kindness that I have received that I will always carry with me. I've come to realize, like my fellow valedictorians, that it's not the memories of the big events that I'll remember the most. It's the little ones. We all have our own snapshots of our time here at Blanchet, and we will cherish those memories. But we also need to carry them out with us as we set out on our own unique adventures, making new memories, not only in the big moments, but also in the small ones. I'd encourage all of us to lean on our old snapshots in the stressful nights caused by that brutal accounting final. Make new snapshots in the fun times with our friends at 3 a.m. in our dorm rooms. And always seek to create snapshots for all those around us by reflecting God's love through our lives.
In addition to our academic awards, we have several special awards that reflect our mission of faith, scholarship, and service. The St. Thomas the Apostle Award is given to a young woman and a young man who exemplify the mission of Bishop Blanchet High School in faith life formation. St. Thomas the Apostle, or Doubting Thomas, showed us a relatable side of faith. Just as Thomas followed Jesus, asked questions, and ultimately dedicated his life to sharing his faith with others, so too have the nominees of this award. Our first recipient demonstrates that being Christian is a challenge we are each called to meet in our daily lives. Her relationship with God is central to her decisions and the way she interacts with those around her. She is dedicated to serving others and has found her passion in that service. She is committed to being a voice for the marginalized and oppressed through her leadership at school and in the greater community. And she is passionate about sharing her faith as a retreat leader, classmate, and student. She does all of this with a sense of humor, joy, and humility. Her teachers have this to say about her. She is the rarest of leaders. She leads by quiet, unassuming example. Over the last few years, she has earned double and nearly triple the number of hours required for NHS each semester. She is constantly upbeat and positive. She generates ideas and works collaboratively with everyone. She is one of the most giving students I have known. Please join me in congratulating Veron Girma. Our next recipient is a young man who models Christian love in his words and actions. He demonstrates his great faith through the kindness and selflessness with which he treats his peers, faculty, and staff. He has been a dedicated volunteer in campus ministry since his freshman year, serving as a retreat leader, a board member of the St. Vincent de Paul Society, and as our sacristan. He is always ready to help, support those around him, and show genuine care and concern for others. His teachers offer the following thoughts. He walks the talk. He is a person of service and humility, living his faith in his daily life. He is a person who lives his faith consistently in every aspect of his life. His strong character of charity plays out in the way he treats his friends and classmates, His drive to serve in ministries such as St. Vincent de Paul and countless hours poured into leading retreats, he brings thoughtful reflection to his responses in schoolwork, digging deep to really engage with ideas. Please join me in congratulating Drew Foyt.
The St. Thomas Aquinas Award is named in honor and recognition of St. Thomas Aquinas' contributions to scholarship, faith, and teaching. St. Thomas Aquinas was a Dominican priest who lived in Italy during the Middle Ages. St. Thomas was given the honorary title of Doctor Angelicus and has had great influence on Western philosophy and theology. Thomas was also a model student and teacher. Our first recipient has demonstrated exceptional ability, determination, earning highest honors. She is described as having an innate curiosity and intellect, as well as an impeccable work ethic. One of her teachers remarked that she was consistently spot on in understanding what was being taught and also offered a unique perspective, taking their exploration to new depths. This student is a talented track and field athlete, placing in the top 8 in state for pole vault and hurdles. As a peer tutor in the National Honor Society, she went to great lengths to help her peers. This recipient makes balancing a rigorous course load, extracurricular activities, athletic and family responsibilities look effortless. Our second recipient is a naturally smart, a quick learner, kind, giving, and compassionate. This young man has been a leader in almost every facet in our school community. In the classroom, student government, retreat, Brave Connection, and athletics. One teacher wrote, "This student easily earned a 4.0 in my class and helped increase other students' learning when he sat next to them. This student demonstrated an ability to make connections, draw comparisons, and think critically in all subjects. He is a remarkably well-rounded and humble young man despite his accomplishments and accolades. His leadership and integrity have been examples of everything we seek to build in our graduates." The 2017 St. Thomas Aquinas Awards go to Ginger Markow and Micah Perry.
The St. Thomas More Leadership Award is named for the Chancellor of England under Henry VIII. This award evokes the strength of conviction and moral integrity that St. Thomas More exhibited in word and deed as a leader in England during that age. The award is presented to one senior girl and one senior boy. The young woman selected for this award has a stunning array of leadership accomplishments in her 4 years. Her leadership skills are a shining example for all grades. She was not always a born leader, but she has developed into one over the last 4 years. Her smile and warm personality make her one of the kindest braves in the community. She has been involved in 8 clubs and organizations and has led all of our Blanchet retreats. As you can see, this young woman is very involved in the fabric of Blanchet, and that her involvement and commitment to her faith life has received the majority of her efforts. Many of the teachers that nominated her shared she is one of the top 3 leaders in the senior class. And her example, and another one said, her example is one that all students should emulate and follow. The award winner shared this about herself. These leadership positions have provided me with knowledge and wisdom that I can carry out well beyond my years at Bishop Blanchet. I am a better person because of these opportunities. I truly believe that if it were not for these opportunities and chances to lead my peers, I would not be the true, kind, and brave young woman that I am today. I am a completely different person than the young girl that entered Blanchet 4 years ago. And I will be ever thankful for Bishop Blanchet leadership opportunities for their help in uncovering my potential as a leader. It is my honor to present to one of the 2017 St. Thomas More Leadership Awards, Angelica Dampier. The young man receiving the St. Thomas More Leadership Award is no stranger to anyone involved at Bishop Blanchet. He, like many of his classmates, is highly involved in the fabric of the school. He is welcoming and kind to all those he comes in contact with. He is always willing to help when asked and when not asked. His quiet demeanor and positive spirit make him one of those kids you hate to see graduate, but know that he has to in order to make the world a better place for all of those outside the Brave community. While in attendance at Blanchet for his 4 years, he was involved in athletics, multiple clubs, and has led all of our retreats. When asked to comment on him, some of his teachers responded in this manner. This young man is one of the top leaders in all of his leadership activities. And when you need someone to take on the responsibility of leadership, just look for him. When asked to share on his leadership journey, he states, while attending Bishop Blanchet, I have truly learned what it means to be part of a community through my experiences as a leader. Helping students feel welcome within the community and to understand love, faith, and compassion has truly made me the person I am today. Without all of the opportunities that Blanchet has provided to lead, I would be a far different person. Leading has helped me to lead my shell and meet people who have taught me how to love and support others, which has in turn improved my ability to lead. Not only has leadership helped me to meet others, it has also made me more visible. It has also made more visible God in everyone I meet. Being a leader has defined the past 4 years of my life, making me a more complete person, and I hope to continue to lead in college and beyond. Truer words could not be more aptly describe this young man's comments about himself. A true leader is sharing his God-given talents through his participation in the many retreats that make up Bishop Blanchet High School. We know he will lead in the future. Please join me in recognizing Ben Henbo.
Maury Sheridan Performing Arts Award is presented each year to the young woman and man who best exemplify talent, leadership, dedication, and a consistent work ethic in the performing arts. To be considered for this award, students must have been actively involved in performing arts for all 4 years of their high school career at Bishop Blanchet, as well as demonstrate high academic achievement. Our first award winner has played in the band and jazz band for all 4 years. He was instrumental in getting the jazz combo started, and this year at the Reno Jazz Festival, he was awarded an Outstanding Musician Award. He's always wanted to play more, so as a freshman, he joined the pit orchestra for the musical and stayed for 3 more before crossing over and taking his turn backstage on stage for 2 shows. He finished this year by coursing around on stage at Animal Farm. Please help me congratulate Garrett Lee. Our second winner of the Maury Sheridan Award has really come out of her shell these last 4 years. She has sung in jazz choir and vocal ensemble for all 4 years, but that wasn't enough singing for her either. She performed in 3 Raise the Curtain fundraisers and all 4 musicals, starting as Humpty Dumpty. Told you she'd come out of her shell. Her most notable performance is as the title role in Mary Poppins her junior year. This year at the Reno Jazz Festival, she also won an Outstanding Musician Award. Please help me congratulate Megan Hodges.
Each year, the athletic department selects one senior girl and one senior boy to be the recipient of the Ed Pinnell Student Athlete Award. This award goes to those 2 students who have best balanced 2 very different disciplines of athletics and academics. The award is named in honor of Ed Pinnell, a great man, coach, teacher here in the 1960s and 70s, and it's very appropriately named in his honor. He was always someone who exhorted his students to not be good just at one thing, but good at everything that they tried to do. This class of 2017 is full of outstanding student athletes. It was very difficult to narrow that down to 6 finalists, and even more difficult to choose an award winner, because each of our finalists is very deserving of this award. When I talked to the coaches of our 2 award winners, they said a lot of the same things. Great work ethic, great leaders, talented, and inspirational to their teammates. For our girls this year, one of our most accomplished athletes in the history of the school, all league, all district, all area, all state. This year she topped it off by being the most valuable player in the state of Washington for girls basketball. I'd like to introduce Jade Bush. Our Boy Award winner this year is a rarity in this age of high school athletics because he's a free sport athlete. You just don't see that very much anymore. And he excelled at those 3 sports all 4 years that he was here at Blanchet. He was captain of this team, all league, and again, one of the most inspirational players his coach said he's ever had the chance to coach. For our boys this year, Will Merritt.
graduate this evening, Sinai Anisu. Leila Torres Al-Shabibi. Brendan Saraspi Amort. Colin Holmes Anderson. Henry Lawrence Carter. Jasmine Marie Miwa Barrett. John Joseph Bennett.
Zoe Bergfield.
Lucas Michael Binder. Zoe Katrine Blackburn.
Geneva Marie Friends.
Tyler Patrick Brycey.
Isabella G. Brown.
Jessica Nicole Bruce.
Please acknowledge this group of graduates.
Alexandra Nicole Burry.
Jaden Christine Bush.
Kira Marie Butler. Patrick Cooper.
Marcus Covington.
Beatriz Cuevas.
Meichi Summer Soidi.
Colin Podrick Curran.
William Abbott Kern.
Angelica Anshogo Dampier.
Nicholas E. Louis Dunlop.
Brendan Peter Dabber.
Olivia Ann Dean Anderson.
Samuel Van Lai Davisai.
Anna Elizabeth Dimmick. Please acknowledge school graduates.
Brady Bernard Dittmeyer.
Scott Joseph Aquilo.
Grace Marie Doherty.
Aubrey Charles Zion Doyle.
Carly Robin Gregson.
Rebecca Ann Bruin.
Liam Patrick Everhart.
Parker William Ferguson.
Nigel Anthony Fernandez.
Andrew Joseph Boyd IV.
Amanda Leanne Coos.
Claire C. Holiday.
Jonathan Thomas Gang.
Olivia Sheridan Gasca.
Julianne Marie Geller. Gabriella Rose Giordano.
Ayala Guerra.
Brooklyn Claire Gomez.
Please give a round of applause to the super graduates.
Lucas Elliott Gordon.
Hope Elizabeth Gould.
Brandon William Reed.
Kieran Paul Easy.
Joseph Yevin Halverson.
Malcolm Hamilton.
Tanner James Panay.
Mitchell Christian Carter.
Kelsey Catherine Hogarth.
Madeline Thurza Hawk.
Eileen Heyasu.
Benjamin George Echo.
Charles Floyd Heights.
Lily Marie Henley.
Matthew Clark Higgins.
Colby Wright Young.
Sarah Margaret Hinshaw.
Megan Elizabeth Hodgins.
Chase Robert Hoonan.
Bert Lawrence Fox.
Tony Kwong.
Genevieve May Perlocker.
Ariana Elise Lengua Husson.
Abigail Elizabeth Easton.
Stephanie Quinn.
Nicole Emily Jacobson.
Michael McClure Janney.
Jackson Thomas Jansen.
William Edward Jarman.
Nicholas Jacuzin.
Taylor Ann Jensen.
Isabella Juliette Johnson.
Kyle Jean Joyce.
David Charles Joyce.
Jack Edward Kane.
Thomas Arthur Kane.
Will Patrick Ryan Cardis.
Christiana E. Key.
Lisanne May Janelle Kent.
Megan Roa King.
Ryan Matthew Kerwan.
Eric Charles Lee.
Hunter Maris Corhummel.
Margaret Catherine Peterson. And your round of applause for this group of graduates.
Nicholas Hendricks Culp.
Sophia Ann Lacambra.
Dylan Robert Lamb.
Kung Tuan Lee.
Andrew William Weagle.
Julia Rose Leone.
Marcus Keyshawn Lewis.
Rickson Lee.
Tao Lin.
Charlie William Loveland.
Olivia Marie Ludden.
Cole Forrest Lundy.
Brandon Zhuwei Lee.
Anne Lisa Monger.
Jack Patrick Manga.
Raider Tanner Chance Merritt.
Ginger Bell Marco.
Lieutenant Noel Martin.
Megan Elizabeth Mason.
Rebecca Catherine McCullough.
Lawrence James McDonald.
Malcolm Patrick White McDowell. And a round of applause for this student graduate.
Hallie Marie McGinnis.
Hannah Lynn McNulty.
Olivia Marie Shane.
William Michael Merriman.
Mohammed Hailu Besson.
Rachel Ann Miller.
Adriana Eleni Vitalis.
Natasha Alyssa Moini.
Isabel Victoria Montero.
Kyle Jerome Moore.
Stephen Arthur Moreau.
Ashley Ann Moriarty.
Noelle Catherine Elise Mortensen. Kathleen Maria Newman.
Joshua J. Newman.
Fong Nakbao Win.
Ryan Gregory Norman.
Aaliyah Alex Nuri.
Edie Lane O'Connor. And congratulations to this group of graduates.
Cecilia Haley O'Leary.
Madison Claire O'Neill.
Ella Horse.
Anton Leon Parente's.
Eliza Kelly Petlosa.
Micah Stephen Perry.
Sophia Angelina Petrucci.
Natalie Ray Phillips.
Anna Catherine Diego.
Audrey Marie Lozano.
Genevieve Elizabeth Pritchard.
Veronica Margaret Pritchard.
Haley Glenn Prohaska.
Mackenzie M. Kyle.
Haley Mira Aisha.
Connor William Rout.
Timothy Michael Rowe.
Thomas Malloy Rossi.
Jimmy Ilan Satterwhite.
Aaron Bailey Civilio. Selden. Round of applause, please, for the senior graduates.
Leah Matthew Sexton.
Francis Ann James Bizarre.
Alexandra Marie Sheldon.
Barnabas Barcode Sir.
Anna Catherine Smith.
Isaac Michael Smith.
Logan James Smith.
Grace Catherine Ann Snyder.
Mackenzie Rennick Snyders.
Katana Sian Soul.
Joseph Jensen Solon.
Masale Solomon.
Nathan Michael Spear.
Maria Alana Swan.
Natalie May Stanfield.
Sean Andrew Steele. Chad Taylor Cesara.
Gunner Maximilian Struley.
Isabella Anna Marie Sunday.
Justin Eager Svensson.
Gabrielle Monica Tolentino. Round of applause for the senior graduates.
Jack Lawrence Tanina.
Morgan Elizabeth Toro.
Sean Thomas Tadira. Elise Guerrero Valdez.
Megan Elizabeth Vanderdyke.
Elena Marie Van Paulette.
Raymond Charles Van Paulette.
Ella Sophia Van Zandt.
Zachary Michael Walls.
Joanne Marie Warren.
Brian Andrew Welsh.
Emma Marie Wells.
Arthur Thomas Godfrey Wesley.
Daniel Giles Weston.
Jonathan Gerard Williams.
Jordan Victoria Williams.
Kari Monique Williams.
Ashley Ann Wood.
Royan
time. You're almost free. On behalf of Bishop Blanchet High School, the Superintendent of Catholic Schools in the Archdiocese of Seattle, and the Office of the State Superintendent of Public Instruction for the State of Washington, it is with immense pride that we present to all of you in attendance the awesome graduating class of 2017.
Captain